Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 2 and the Another Life mission set in Whittleton Creek, Vermont. And today we will be taking care of a number of challenges, discoveries and feats, starting with Early Bird, which is to disturb the ducks and get the nurse on to do the medical examination, followed up with Old Grudges for finding the hidden hatchet on the map, become the Mailman, which is quite self-explanatory. We need to dress as the Mailman. Moving on from that one, we will also get the Snail Mail challenge for delivering one of the mailman's packages to Mr. Batty. And after that, we will moving on to the Battle Frogs challenge, which will entail us finding a lethally poisoned frog on the map. It's in the frog habitat, by the way. After that, we will get the Priceless discovery or feat for driving Mr. Batty. And after that one, we will then dress ourselves as Mr. Batty to gain the Become James Batty discovery or feat. So after that one, we will then move on to Stuffed, which is to make the real estate agent meet up with Nolan Cassidy for the house viewing. Upon achieving that one, we will then get the Friendly Neighbourhood Hitman discovery or feat for achieving Stuffed, Early Bird and one of the other challenges. Raking it in, we do not actually attempt on this one. I did go for it and then completely messed it up. So we'll move on after that one to Wear the Robe for wearing the Ark Society outfit, basically, which is in Helen West's house. And while we're there, we'll take care of the Upscaled challenge for using the singing bass to distract someone. So from this mission, we will be needing only our lockpick really and our silenced pistol, and we will be taking the get the truck out of here exit as well. So right from the start, off the bat, we are going to make our way straight across the road to where opposite the muffin trailer is, or the muffin salesman is, and we're going to open this garage here, which is a weed farm. Have a good look around, and we're going to grab the joint that's just on the desk there. So with that acquired, we're going to run back across the road and we're going to collect up a newspaper, which is completely superfluous because we don't end up doing the rounds challenge. So from here, what we need to do is need to go and speak to the mailman, who is just up ahead of us here, and he will eventually hand us a package to deliver to Mr. Batty.
Heavy load today?
I'm sad to say it's just another package for James Batty. Not sure what's in it, to be honest. Feels like there's something alive in there. But U.S. postal regulations clearly state that nothing living is permitted to be shipped via our services.
He's a strange one, that James Batty. Is he still trying to sue Janice?
Oh, yes. That's exactly why I'm dreading the delivery of this package. He keeps talking my ears off and shows me all these legal documents like I'm supposed to understand what they mean. Say, would you deliver this for me? I can make you a postal deputy.
No, sorry, Dale. I'm late for my yoga training. Maybe...
Do you need some help?
You know what, friend? I could indeed use some help. It's very kind of you to ask. People in this neighborhood are just so friendly. That's what I really love about this place.
No problem. What do you need?
Well, I'm running awfully late today. Chatty people in this neighborhood, you know? Anyway, I've got this package for James Batty in number 432. Would you be able to deliver it to him? I wouldn't normally just hand over a package like that, but you look very trustworthy.
I could do that. House number 432?
Yes, big house at the bend in the road. It's undergoing fumigation at the moment, so you can't miss it. Just leave it in the mailbox and ring his doorbell, and he'll come get it. He lives in his shed in the backyard, so it might take a few moments for him to show up.
Consider it done.
Thank you again. This place is just amazing. Helen gives away muffins, and you're helping deliver packages. What a day!
So once that conversation has played out and we've got the package safely tucked away, we are going to make our way around the map all the way to the creek, which is on the far side, just past this boathouse here, or the house with the boat. And just past the creek shed, which is just up ahead of us here, we will find Janus's nurse. We can use the bell to distract this guy, but we want to distract the ducks today, so we're going to take a shot at the water, and that should scare the ducks away. There we go. And that will get us the early bird challenge. So from here we're going to make our way over to the wilderness area, which is the very far corner of the map, next to Mr. Batty's house. And when we get there we will find a hell of a lot of foliage and a molehill. The molehill is quite hard to spot, and we are trespassing, so we are going to crouch, but once we discover the molehill we will find buried in that a hatchet, and that will get us the Old Grudges challenge. So next on our list will be to become the mailman, and the genius of this plan is if we just stay right where we are here by this tree, eventually, and it does take quite a while, the mailman will come over here and he will walk into these bushes, giving us the perfect opportunity to take him out. So once he's safely tucked up by these bushes, we're just going to take him by the neck, render him unconscious, and we're going to take his outfit. I'm going to drag him a little bit further in here as well. We also pick up all of his newspapers, again through part of doing the rounds challenge, which we don't end up doing because I'm one newspaper short. There's one missing somewhere. So we're going to put on the mailman's outfit, and we're going to make our way back to the exterminator. And we're going to knock out the exterminator between Nolan Cassidy's house and Mr. Batty's house. And we're going to take the keys that he drops, which is for Mr. Batty's house and Mr. Nolan Cassidy's house. And we're also going to take the exterminator's outfit. So with that all taken care of, we're going to move on and we're going to post the package that the mailman gave us into James Batty's postbox, and then we're going to ring the doorbell, and that will attract the attention of Mr. Batty. He will come and get that box and collect it and take it back into his garden. Now he's going to come round on the right hand side of the house, so we're going to make our way up the left hand side of the house here and into his garden. And just by the boat in the back garden here we will find a table with a pack of cigarettes on it, and we're going to place the joint we collected earlier into that pack of cigarettes, and we're going to move on and collect a shovel and our first clue from Mr. Batty's shed. So first clue, the legal documents there, and then the shovel. We're going to make our way from here into the frog habitat. And the first thing we're going to do is grab ourselves a poisonous frog using instinct. It's along here somewhere. There he is. So that will get us the Battle Frogs challenge. And while we're here, we're going to collect the second clue that is buried in the ground, which is the cigar box. So once we have the cigar box, we can drop the shovel. We don't need that. And we're going to make our way back into Mr. Batty's garden, and he should be arriving very shortly with his package. And when he goes to open his package, he's going to stop for a cigarette break, and he will accidentally smoke the joint we've placed in his cigarette packet. And I'm just looking for a nice spot to get a good view, and since I'm not trespassing, I don't have to hide somewhere. So we're just waiting for Mr. Batty to come back. He does take quite a while. He actually came back with the package once already and then wandered off again. Now I don't know why, but he is now finally back, and he's now going to go over to the boat and have what he thinks is a cigarette. It's over to your right, mate. It's the big boat, you can't miss it. So there he goes now. So he's going to have himself a little smoking session and prove himself to be a bit of a lightweight from the looks of it. So all we're doing basically is we're waiting for him to smoke the joint and pass out, which is one of the better effects of this joint. It renders your target completely unconscious and unresponsive, and you can run up to them and steal all their clothes. So when Mr. Batty finally passes out, he's swaying a bit, there he goes. That will get us the Priceless challenge, and taking his outfit will get us the Become Mr. Batty challenge, or Become James Batty challenge. So from there, we are going to make our way over to the muffin stand, and we are going to collect ourselves up a few muffins.
These are the best muffins I have.
Now, I'm going to grab about 4, it shouldn't take that many.
I can't stop eating. Maybe you know
And we are going to make our way around to the other side of the serving table here and place one of our muffins, and we're going to hide in the bushes. Eventually the estate agent will spot that muffin, he will come over to investigate, he will eat that muffin, and then we will replace that muffin. Now you should only need to do this about 2 times before the challenge pops, but for some reason, every time he comes over and eats one of our muffins, he then gets distracted by the server and eats another muffin over there, and doesn't actually register that he's eating 2 muffins at once, and keeps coming back for more. So he's already had 2 muffins, he's now about to have his 3rd. At this point the challenge should trip for us, but as I said, he gets re-distracted and goes back to the server and eats another muffin. So we will place 1 more on the plate, and then we'll leave him to let his food settle. So as you can see, he's going back for another muffin from the server. We're going to replace our muffin one last time, and when he comes and eats that one, we're not going to replace it anymore. I think he's had enough. So here he comes now, and hopefully this time, because we don't replace the muffin, he will actually feel rather full and go off to do the house viewing with Mr. Cassidy. And then we can move on to what would have been the Raking It challenge, but like I said, I completely messed it up. Basically what I did is I went and got the rake, I went and placed the rake, and then I killed Nolan Cassidy before he went to step on it. So there goes the challenge now. I'm just going to give him a bonus muffin for getting the job done. So that will get us the stuffed challenge. I'm going to wait for him to eat it, because he's a greedy sod, this guy. He's going to end up looking like my dad one of these days. So now he's had his full share and somebody else's share of blueberry muffins. He will go off and find Nolan Cassidy and take him and view the house. And as I said, we can then move on to our next challenge, which will be at the wilderness area. There is a few construction workers hanging around in that area, and one of them guys has a key. So there goes the estate agent now, so he will wander off. And so at this point I go for the rake and mess things up, so we've just cut that bit clean out. And we're going to make our way over to the wilderness area, and there are about 4 or 5 guys here, and at least 2 of them have a key, and we need that key. Now I know that this guy behind the tractor here has a key. I'm pretty certain that guy off in the distance there has a key, and this guy wandering off may have one as well, so he's going to be first on my list as he walks into the higher grasses and the bushes. So we're going to render him unconscious, and no, he doesn't have a key, which is a downer for us. So we have another unconscious body lying around Whittleton Creek. So at this point I am resigned to knowing that it's one of these 2 guys who has a key. And that guy moves around a lot but doesn't really plug himself up anywhere or seclude himself enough, whereas the guy behind the tractor doesn't really move. So what we're going to do here is wait for the guy off in the yonder to move over to the left of the screen, and the JCB will block his view of us, and we're going to pounce on his workmate here. And once he's unconscious, yes, he does have a key, so we're going to take his body around the spalls and into the foliage along with his other co-worker who's around here somewhere as well. So that key will get us the get the truck out of here challenge for when we're leaving. That's the key to the big red van that we've just passed. So from here we are going to make our way back to Nolan Cassidy's house, and we are going to put on the exterminator outfit, which I've actually left in Mr. Batty's garden. At this point I just realised that, oh yeah, I've left the outfit I need somewhere else. Where did I leave it? It's in, yes, Mr. Batty's garden. So we're going to make our way back in there, which is kind of fortuitous because we can take out the camera on the side of Nolan Cassidy's house just there. So we will be going over in that area shortly. So we're going to retrace our steps back to Nolan Cassidy, find the exterminator's outfit, and we're going to make our way into Mr. Cassidy's garden. So over the fence into the wilderness and over the fence into Cassidy's garden. We are going to poison the fumigation machine with our enigmatic poison. And we're just going to wait in the bushes here for the patrolling guard who ventures out into the garden area to make his way along. Here he comes now. And when he stops, we're going to sneak up behind him. We're going to render him unconscious. We're going to grab the gun that he drops, drag his body into the bushes, and it's at this point I should have waited and let Nolan Cassidy go through his routine and step on the rake, but I'm looking for him and I realise that he's in the house still, so I jump straight ahead to fumigating the house, and that makes everybody in the house sick, as you may very well be aware by now if you've been watching the other Whittleton Creek videos. If you have, you know what's coming next. So basically all of the bodyguards will exit via the back door here, and Nolan Cassidy will make his way into the bathroom. You can just see on the right there. So we're going to make our way into the house, wait for that last bodyguard to get clear of the garden area and into the frog habitat zone, or the frog habitat area. So once he's out through the back gate and veering off either left or right, we're free to pounce on Nolan Cassidy and drown him in his own vomit.
Out there? You know, I mean, look, I get it if you just want to deal with it on your own.
Nolan Cassidy is down. Good work, 47. Janus awaits your attention.
So while we're here and out of habit, we're going to take out the surveillance system before exiting the kitchen via the window. And our next stop and our next challenge is Helen West's house and the Wear the Robe challenge. So we're going to make our way around to Helen West's house, just past the muffin stall. And we're not going to wait for the young lady by the van to move away, we're just going to plough straight on, straight through the garden just as the gardener comes out and almost spots us. Down the basement stairs, we're going to lockpick our way into the basement. And again, out of habit, I go and grab both of the poison vials, but you don't need to do that because we're not going to be using them. We have a frog. So once we're in the basement, we're going to make our way up the basement stairs into the house proper, and we're going to make our way up to the first floor, quite hesitantly because I could have sworn there was someone in the living area then. So once we go up the stairs around to our right, we're going to lockpick our way into Helen West's bedroom, and in here we will find a robe for Janus. He won't be needing it, so we're going to try it on for size. and that will get us the Wear the Robe challenge. I don't like the style of the cut, so I'm going to put the exterminator's robes back on, and we're going to make our way around the stairs, across the landing to where we find the singing bass on the wall. We're going to trigger that singing bass. That's going to attract the attention of the server in the kitchen, and that will get us the Upscaled challenge. That one won't pop for me because I'd already done it. So basically that's everything taken care of except for killing off Janus and collecting a third clue. So we're going to make our way to Janus's house, and we're going to take out Janus with a poisoned cup of tea. So just like we would normally, we're going to lockpick our way through the garage door, make our way inside, close the garage door behind us, trigger the generator at the back of the room. That will get the attention of the guard who patrols the kitchen area at Janus's house, while we watch someone go and retrieve their newspaper that I delivered earlier. So here comes the guard now, and once he turns that generator back on, he's going to go for a quick nap.
And you're off.
So just going to pounce on him, render him unconscious, grab his gun, grab his body, and we're going to hide his body in the chest freezer provided. And while we're here, we may as well take his outfit. Just makes moving around in this building a little bit easier. So with the guard's outfit now on, we're going to make our way into the kitchen, making sure that Janus isn't in the vicinity. We're going to pour Mr. Janus a nice hot cup of tea from this ornamental tea urn. And once the tea is poured, we're going to dip our poisonous frog in it and make our way to the basement to collect our third and final clue, which is the painting or the photograph of the Ark Society founders. So we're just going to wait here for the enforcer guard to move off to our left. That's your cue. Thank you very much, sir. So once he wanders off, we can just casually make our way around to the filing cabinets, collect the photograph we require, and that is everything we need done and dusted. All we have to do now is exit Janus's house, and we're going to go via the kitchen window as usual. And instead of going through the gardens, I'm going to go out onto the street, and I'm going to run around the entire map all the way back to the wilderness area and the red van that will be waiting for us, as you can see just up ahead of us here. So all we've got to do here now is wait for Janus to drink his tea and drop down dead.
At last, the actions of the first constant catch up with him. Death feels like an easy way out for a man like Janus. Still.
So there you go, that is a myriad of discoveries and feats taken care of, including Upscaled and You Must Be Trucking. I have been Anubis. I will see you all in the next video.